Welcome to Real Talk Marriage and More, the podcast where we have honest, unfiltered conversations about love, relationships, healing, growth, and everything in between. This is a space for accountability without judgment, reflection without shame, and truth without sugarcoating. Whether you're married, single, divorced, dating, healing, or just trying to understand yourself better, this is real life, real lessons, and real conversations. I'm Andrea, and this is Real Talk Marriage and More. Let's get into it. Now, let's be honest. This is one of those topics where people don't like to admit out loud. Because sometimes it's not cheating that starts the shift, it's attention. It's someone listening to you, someone asking you how your day was and actually waiting for the answer. Someone noticing things you've been silently hoping your spouse would notice for a long time. And suddenly, without planning, you realize this feels good. And then right after that thought comes guilt, confusion, shame. So let me say this clearly before we go any further. Noticing doesn't make you a bad person, but ignoring what is revealing will eventually make things worse. When someone is doing everything your spouse wasn't, it can feel validating and uncomfortable all at the same time. You feel seen, you feel heard, you feel appreciated, and then you start questioning yourself. Why does this feel good? What does this mean? Am I wrong for noticing the difference? No, you're human. What you're responding to isn't necessarily the person, it's the unmet need. And this is where people get tripped up. Because attention doesn't always mean intention. And kindness doesn't always mean commitment. And someone showing up for you doesn't automatically mean they're meant to replace who you're with. Sometimes that attention isn't an invitation. Sometimes it's a mirror. It's showing you what you've been missing, what you stopped asking for, and what you've been tolerating because it felt safer to stay quiet than to be disappointed again. And instead of asking, why is this person doing everything my spouse wasn't? The harder question is, why have I been starving for something that should already exist in my relationship? That question is uncomfortable, but it's necessary. Because outside attention becomes dangerous when it turns into an escape instead of a signal. When it becomes the place you go emotionally instead of dealing with what's broken at home. And when it becomes relief instead of reflection. And listen, you don't heal neglect by replacing it with attention from the wrong place. That's how people end up making emotional decisions that create permanent damage. Before you lean into that connection, you owe it to yourself to be honest. Have I clearly communicated this need where I am? Have I expressed how lonely, unseen, or disconnected I've been feeling? Or did I just shut down and learn how to survive quietly? Because sometimes the issue isn't that your spouse can't show up. It's that the space stopped feeling safe to ask. And sometimes the truth is harder. Sometimes you have asked and nothing changed. And if that's the case, then the attention from someone else isn't the solution. It's a warning sign that something deeper needs to be addressed. But here's the part people don't like to hear. That person doing everything your spouse wasn't, they're only seeing the polished version of you. They're not carrying the weight of the bills, responsibility, history, stress, or real life with you. It's easy to be attentive when you're not responsible. And that doesn't mean they're better. It means the context is different. And that's why making decisions in emotionally vulnerable moments can lead to regret. So instead of asking yourself what this connection means, ask what is revealing. It is showing you a conversation you've been avoiding, a boundary you need to set, or a truth you've been minimizing. Because clarity doesn't come from feeding confusion. It comes from being honest with yourself, even when the truth is uncomfortable. And I'll leave you with this thought. Sometimes awareness feels like temptation, but it's actually information. Pay attention to what's being revealed without running from it or romanticizing it, because you deserve more than temporary relief. You deserve honesty, you deserve clarity, and you deserve to handle this in a way you won't regret later. We'll keep unpacking this, but for now, sit with that. And if this episode hit close to home, you're not alone. You're not wrong. You're just being invited to be honest. We'll talk again. Let's heal and grow together.